Dr. Akira Wada from the Tokyo Institute of Technology is the 2011 winner of the Council's Fazlur R Medal, Lifetime Acheivement Award. He is a leading expert in seismic design. He's a chairman of the Council's Japan chapter, and he's also president of the Architectural Institute of Japan. And welcome to Chicago.
I like Chicago very much.
Oh, congratulations on your award.
Thank you very much.
We are, the questions that we're asking of everyone this year, of all of our experts. The first question is, the world's next tallest building has been announced. It's more than 1 kilometer high, the Kingdom Tower in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. What do you think is the single biggest limiting factor on building height?
Technically, it is okay, I think. And the Mount Fuji is more than 3,700 meters. The 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. We would like to make half of the Mount Fuji. But there would be many elevators. I think very high rise, tall building is not effective for the economy, I think.
Is there a natural limit on the height of tall buildings? Is it an economic limit? Is it an engineering limit?
I think 500 meters or something. So
is a good natural height for today?
I think so. But the Saudi Arabia is a very flat country. They would like to make very high, tall buildings, some monument. I can understand.
Can there ever be, sustainability is big in tall buildings now. Can a building ever be carbon neutral, do you think?
Many engineers says that carbon neutral. If many cities like Los Angeles, they need many long distance from house to the office. They use the car. They use many fuel. So if concentrate the city, small, compact city, but there are many tall buildings, this is better than the wide range city, I think.
Are tall buildings today safer than they were 10 years ago, the designs that you're seeing? This is the 10th anniversary of 9/11.
I know.
What do you think that we've learned in the last 10 years, and how are the designs safer?
Yes. The concrete strength is now very high. So all the tall buildings using reinforced concrete columns, this is very heavier than steel structure. I think if airplane hit new concrete structure, the concrete structure will win.
When you look at tall buildings today, what is the best tall building you think is out there right now, and why?
But 10 years ago, the World Trade Center was collapsed, but that building I like very much, very beautiful and very modern. But the World Trade Center I like very much, but I missed.
Let's talk about your career. And you're the winner of the Fazlur R Medal. And your interest in high rises began when you saw Japan's first building go up that was over 100 meters tall. How did that change life for you, or what did you think when you saw a building that tall? Tell me how that changed everything for you.
When I was young boy, we make the model of the Empire State Building by the paper. Many Japanese boy has some dream to make very beautiful, big, tall buildings like United States. So I become engineer, and I was a professor at Tokyo Institute of Technology. I taught many young researchers and engineers.
And what was that tall building? What was that building that went up that you watched? It was 154 meters. And what was the name of it?
The Kasumigaseki building, when I just graduated from university, when I was 22 years old, the first building taller than 100 meters.
A lot has happened in Japan in the last year. The terrible earthquake and tsunami. Yes. And you're a seismic expert. What's going on in Japan right now, and what have you thought of all of what you've seen in the last year?
Yes. 17 years ago, another big earthquake hit Kobe, and after that, almost all new high-rise building has some kind of energy dissipation system, damper. So the buildings which has dampers, very good performance they did. But if there is no damper, vibration continued more than 10 minutes. The people in the top floor has some kind of feel scared. Don't stop. 10 minutes is very long. We have to add many dampers to the old designed building. This is our common idea now.
Tell me what all is going on in Japan today, because we haven't heard very much news, and we're just amazed at the amount of destruction over there. The earthquake last year, has that fundamentally changed Japan?
The tall building is will not change that March 11 earthquake, I think. But the city planning will be changed. Many people living in seaside, the tsunami hit them. More than 200,000 people, are less than 100. No, just a moment. 19,000 people were killed by tsunami. So I hope they have to live more hillside, more than 10 meters or 20 meters high.
Over the course of your career, when we look back at the big events, you're watching the first building go up over 100 meters, and there was this earthquake in the later years. What other events in your career have been big for you that way? What other milestones do you think about?
So about 10 story or 5 stories building. There are many old buildings now. We have to retrofit strengthening the old building. This is important now. Tall building will be okay.
Are there any more tall building plans in Japan?
Yes, one my old friends, his age is 75, I think. He want to make 650 meter building in Tokyo. I discussed him.
Do you think that's possible?
Yes,
it'll
possible.
Work?
Yes, if when the height of the building is over 300, the earthquake is not dominant. Wind effect is not dominant. This design procedure is almost the same as Chicago or Hong Kong. We can do.
We had someone write us with a couple of questions for you on our LinkedIn network. And one of the questions that they wanted me to ask you was that you've been involved in research on sensors, seismic sensors for civil structures and for buildings. And what would it take for industry to embrace the use of sensors in monitoring infrastructure?
Yes. When we design new building, we did many numerical analysis. Now, if we can get the record during the earthquake, we can check our design procedure or equations. This is very important.
And as far as monitoring infrastructure, are we talking about monitoring other other structures other than buildings, like highway overpasses, or
Yes, yes.
what kind of valuable information do you get from having a sensor network like that?
In Japan, about 2,000 meters, very long bridge or small bridge. There are many old and new bridge. My friend Fujino set many sensors, and if some corrosion or some bad condition become, we can detect before collapse. This is very important technology, I think. 3 or 4 years ago, Minnesota bridge was broken. If they have sensing system, they can.
That would have warned them in advance?
Warning before collapse, I think.
The other question they would like to know is, what areas of seismic technology would you like to see applied more on projects today?
The tall building?
On any projects?
In the seismic design, the seismic isolation system is very nice. One of big design office, Nikken Sekkei, designed new building. 1/3 of building use seismic isolation. But more than 20 years ago, one building of 100 building, they use seismic isolation. Now, 1/3, majority become, and the seismic isolation system is become.
Explain what that is, a seismic isolation system.
Seismic isolation system in your country and also Japan, when we'd like to build a hospital or a computer center or sometime very large residential house, set on the rubber bearing, about this size, rubber and steel, many layers. The natural period is more than 4 seconds. If earthquake come, rubber deform, but the structure itself move like the rigid body. After the earthquake, no damage in the superstructure.
The technology today versus what it was even 10 years ago, how many advances are we seeing in seismic technology now? Is there still a lot of new things to be discovered?
Yes. This March 11 earthquake, before this earthquake, many engineers think only one direction, only this vibration they're thinking. But the seismic isolation system or many structure move like this. So we have to study more two-dimensional and three-dimensional movement. And another one important thing, the people in the tall building has felt scare. We must eliminate the scare.
What other lessons were there from March? What were some of the biggest lessons learned from the March earthquake?
Yes. When we design make a seismic design, life safety and continuous use, and the building itself, after the earthquake, we want to use this building. And fourth, we must eliminate scare for the people.
I want to thank you for dropping by to see us, and congratulations on winning the Fazlur Award.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.